Hey everybody, all right, so we're going to be putting 6.5-inch speakers, our system, on this particular Seadoo. You can check it out. This is to show you that we can put it on every ski. I've got it on a GP, I've got it on a Kawasaki, we've got it on a bunch of other skis. But anyway, so this Seadoo, this customer wants to get it put on there. So what you're going to do is when you get all your stuff out, you're going to go ahead and pull your speakers out. You can keep everything away for right now. We're not going to worry about that. What we're going to do is we're going to mount our brackets up. We're going to mock them and kind of see where exactly these are going to fit comfortably without hitting these sides. And remember guys, the body lines are really sexy on a Seadoo, so you got to be careful because you want to make sure that these are firing directly up at the customer's ear so they can hear them properly. So it's sometimes good because when we put this here, it might be blocked a little bit by this area here, so we really got to figure out the best place to mount these on here to give them the most amount of volume. So what I usually do is I kind of put my bracket together. Okay, so just put a nut and bolt through there and line it up, and then you're going to want to kind of put it in a couple different places to see where it's going to work best. We'll show you what it looks like here in just a second. Okay, so to set this one up, there's no real body line that we can go off of. The bracket's going to be sitting around this area somewhere right there. So the best way is to go ahead, put your bracket on here, loosen these two 8mm so this will swivel. Okay, and I find it easiest to have a friend come over, hold the speaker in place while you sit on it, and then mark where you're going to put the bracket. Okay, it's going to sit somewhere around there on this ski. Remember guys, we're showing you that we could do this on any ski. This is going to have to take a little bit of creativity from you guys. We're going to give you the tools to do it, but you're going to have to really make it the way you want it. There's no right or wrong way. I can tell you that if you just try to slam it up in here, you're not going to be able to hear it. What you want to do is you want to sit on it, get your seating position, and have somebody hold it right here with some blue tape, and then mark where you're going to put it at. That's what I would do. So we'll show you where our marking is and how we did it, and then you'll be able to understand exactly what I'm talking about. So on the Seadoo, the problem is when we put the speaker in where we've got it mounted, we can't really see the speaker. So we're going to build a little standoff. You can actually do this with my hardware. If you get in there and it doesn't fit right, you need to contact me and we can get you a little bit longer hardware. You will have to take everything back off or whatever, or kind of stop what you're doing. And what we could do is we could double nut this. So I put a longer bolt, okay? I put a nut here and I'm going to double nut this, okay? And I put some blue Loctite on there already. What I did is I made sure that this hole lines up. Okay, so I adjusted it there. All right, and this is going to be how we can get a little spacer. You could probably use some kind of collars here if you wanted to go get it, but the problem is the bolts that we cinch are going to be a little shorter. So what I would do is we do it like this, and I'm going to put this down. I'm going to tighten this up, and then I'm going to show you what it looks like. Okay, so with the double space, we've got a space. We still have to have a plate though. The plate's gonna give us our mounting surface. If you try to just use some collars, it's gonna be a really weak mounting surface around this hole. So this will provide a nice, good, sturdy mounting surface to let us put this out. It'll still look sharp. It's all stainless, so it'll look good. So then all we're gonna do is we're gonna slide this in here, right? And now we've got our nice little extension to come out so we can put our speaker in, and then we should be good to go. I'm going to mount the speaker to this first loosely, and then I'm going to slide it through and mount it from the backside. Okay, so on the Seadoo, we had to put a little spacer on there, and the way we do that is we just double nut it and we use an extra plate. The reason why is when we put it up against our jet ski, we want to bring them out just a little bit so they can clear this kind of seat area. You're not going to be able to see the whole entire speaker, but you should get a good 3/4 of the speaker by just bringing it out roughly about an inch. And then you want to make sure you put the plate. Now, if you do find that you have to do this, you need to contact us and we can send you the plate. If you want to make it the best way, I can notice on this Seadoo, you're definitely going to have to do that. On the Yamahas, you don't have to do that. But anyway, we'll make sure you have the right length bolts too. You need some longer bolts so you can go through. And you can see kind of where we did. Basically, this is going to be an angle. The bracket is not going to be flush like this. It's going to be more of an angle because we're sitting up top, and remember, we want our speaker to be able to go in and out, and so that's what this angle is going to do for us. Okay, a quick tech tip. By the way, this has a spacer on there for a Seadoo, but this will work with any of the other ones. When you mount your mounting bolts, even if you have the carriage bolts, you want to mount them all the way to the outside as far as you can. The reason why, that's going to give you more movement this way. If you don't do that, the little notches in here are going to hit your bolt, but if we mount them all the way to the outside of the slots, then we'll have plenty of movement for adjustment. Tech tip. Okay, so once you get the speaker pretty much mounted up, we've got it mounted on the back side with our bracket. You want to make sure these are kind of loose. There's a bolt on here that's kind of loose, and you want to tighten them up kind of snug, but you want to be able to move this in and out. And then there's these little 8mm bolts on the back side that you can actually get to. So right here. So what we did, we had her sit up there, I sat up there, and I swung it out to get it to clear and go toward her ear, and then you could swivel it this way. So we've got everything kind of hand tight right now, and it looks perfect. There's nothing hitting. Everything looks great, and now we're going to lock it in place. Just remember to tighten up these 8mm bolts back here and make sure you get this nice and tight so that piece pinches, and you'll be good to go. Also, when you tighten this bolt up, you want to throw some blue Loctite on it so it doesn't move or back out. Little hint, little trick there. Blue Loctite is your friend on that bolt. All right, that's it. Okay, so once you get your speakers all mounted, a little tech tip, by the way, remember, these are going in at an angle, okay? You're gonna have to sit on the jet ski. A friend will help you put the bracket on the speaker, put it up against the hole, and kind of figure out where you want it to go. This one here just happened to end up going at an angle. It's almost about the same line as this, but you think of line of sight, right? So you want it to kind of come up, and you want it to be able to swivel out and in like this. So that's one thing. We put our button right here. It was extremely easy. Didn't have to remove any panels on this jet ski so far. And then what I did is I got a drill bit and I drilled right on the back side of the hole right there. So I drilled a hole right there. I ran my cable through. Again, no panels were taken off. There's my little brackets. They're good to go. Whoops, hold on. Sorry. There's my brackets. They're good to go. Okay, so the whole speaker wire is coming through there. Now we're gonna get ready to mount the amp. I'm probably gonna mount the amp on this wall right here. This is a dead area inside of here. There's literally nothing inside this area. So we're actually gonna just probably screw in right here and try to put it up. So I'll be right back. Okay, so as far as mounting the amplifier, there's a dead area that's behind this whole piece of plastic over here. You can kind of see where they mount that piece of plastic with these screws. That's what holds on this other piece of plastic. So as long as you're kind of within those areas, you're going to be in a dead area. So I just put a screw in, some self-tappers on the top corners. I will tell you that doing this, having a friend definitely helps. Then I just zip tied everything up and shoved it in there nice and cleanly. Everything's zip tied up. Should be good. That doesn't move too much when it's inside the jet ski. So I just kind of shoved it up. It's all zip tied up. There's the power and ground wire. Obviously, I left a little bit of room so he can kind of move stuff around if he has to get the battery out or just put his hand down in there. He can kind of move around. Obviously, we can tighten this wire up if we wanted to, make it a little bit tighter. There's a few little areas we can run it, but haven't finished that up yet. But that's pretty much it. Okay, so you're almost done. Before you mount the amplifier, you're going to want to set it. You basically take the top cover off. There's going to be a couple Allen heads. Pop it off, and you're going to want to set this thing up for mids and highs. It's going to be set to full range. You can run it like that, but you will get some distortion at higher end volume. We're actually able to get a lot more volume if we clean up the frequency a little bit. The best way to do that is to put on the high pass filter. The high pass filter is going to block anything from 90 to 90 hertz and up, but we're actually going to go a step further. We're going to use the EQ that's built on here, and we're going to turn that EQ somewhere around 11 o'clock. That's going to be about 120 to 150 hertz, and then you're going to set your sensitivity, which is the one that's going straight up. You want that one right around the middle. This is going to give you a good amount of volume. Your speakers are going to be very loud. You'll notice when you listen to them, if you slowly turn the bass up and down, or the frequency up and down, the left one, it's going to start getting more distorted at higher volume. So you're going to have to find a fine line of what you like to listen to. I suggest listening to a couple different songs. Also remember that when you play the music, you turn your phone all the way up, you still have volume by pressing the volume plus button on your control pad. It's going to go up even more. And just listen to it, enjoy it, and let me know if you guys have any questions. You're pretty much almost there. Install the amplifier, figure out a place to put it, and ride safe and ride loud, man. I look forward to seeing some videos, and if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us directly. We'll get you taken care of. Thanks for watching the video. Hopefully this explained pretty much everything you need to do.